Good evening, all. Can you hear me? Hello. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Anybody has a question from the previous classes? Hmm? No questions? So, our final exam is on next Wednesday, I think. Is that correct? End term exam. Anybody knows what day it is? Wednesday? 1 week from today? Am I right? क्या हो गया भाई, सब गायब हो गए क्या लॉग इन करके? या सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है?
सर आई
हाँ,
डोंट नो।
क्या कह रहे हो?
सर मैंने नहीं देखा अभी डेट शीट।
अच्छा, most likely next Wednesday है, but anyway, whatever day it is according to the timetable, it will be of 2 hours. Okay, only handwritten component, no, because you already have a project that is due after the interms, so we'll be having no programming component in that, so it will be handwritten only. Okay, so and it will be only 2 hours. Okay, and you'll have to upload it on Moodle, same rules as previously. And I just want to mention that some of you have in the I don't know about the remaining part, but in the programming part of the midterm exam, some of you have very similar solutions. So those people have been awarded 0 marks in the question, as well as -5 for penalty. Okay, so uh, please do not do that in the final exam or in your project. Okay, so let us continue with what we were discussing from semiconductor fabrication or semiconductor manufacturing, whatever you want to call it. It sounds very different today because of no fan. Anyway, I'll turn on the fan. Uh, uh, where was I? Yeah. So we are talking about in different unit processes in semiconductor fabrication. We had covered photolithography, etching, and oxidation. So let us talk about. So in places, let us say, when we are doing what? Let us say, have you heard of uh, multi-layer PCB? Have you heard of that? Anybody? PCB, printed circuit board. Anybody has worked on those? Anyway, so since the circuits are quite complex in when we are talking about billions of transistors, obviously circuits are obviously complex, so they require very complex connections. So usually your one level, obviously one level is not enough for. So let us say this is your IC. Okay, this is your chip. Okay, you have a few components here, few components here, so on and so forth. And then these components have to be connected by wires. Okay, what wire is usually used? What material is used as the wire? Usually it is aluminium. Okay, so the way they do it, let us say we connect it from one place to another. Okay, now if you want to connect this this device to this device, how do you do that? Let us say it is a 2D sort of structure, and you wanted to connect this wire to this. How do you do that? Any idea, Dipanshu?
So like we will connect that simply. What is the entrance?
ऐसे, लेकिन फिर ये ऐसे टच नहीं होगा, ऑब्वियसली वो वायर वैसा नहीं है. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट देयर इज नो इंसुलेटर ऑन द वायर बिकॉज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट नैनोमीटर्स. So there is no possibility of putting an insulator on the wire. So when I say wire, it's not actually a wire. We deposit aluminium by one of these two processes, either by thermal evaporation, okay, thermal evaporation, or sputtering, okay. So we actually deposit this whole sheet, or the whole wafer is covered by aluminium, and then we etch it off. Okay, we remove aluminium from the places where aluminium is not required. Okay, so that is how it is done. So it is not necessarily a wire that you would think in terms of these electrical wires. Okay, it is quite a different. You can think of it as a sheet of metal that is deposited, thin film of metal that is deposited on top. Okay. सो कैसे करोगे? ऑब्वियसली अगर हम ऐसा करेंगे तो क्या होगा? जैसे मैंने बनाना है, शॉर्ट हो जाएगा. ठीक है, लेट मी गिव दीज नंबर्स 1 2 3 and 4. So in this case all of these 4 will be shorted out if I do it something like this. So it is not done in this manner. Okay, we actually create an insulating layer in middle. ठीक है, इसको पूरे को insulating layer से भर देते हैं. Okay, and what is that insulating layer? Usually it is silicon dioxide. Okay, silicon dioxide or silicon, in some cases silicon nitride, Si3 and 4. Okay, so how would you get the silicon dioxide on top of this? कैसे करोगे? जो हमने पहले किया था वो कर सकते हैं. क्या किया था हमने पहले? सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड बनाने के लिए हमने क्या किया था?
सर O2 गैस को सर उस पे मतलब इसको एक्सपोज कर दिया था विद हाई प्रेशर एंड टेम्परेचर, विद हाई टेम्परेचर.
हाँ, तो उससे क्या होगा? सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड बन गया था. लेकिन इस केस में हम ऐसा कर सकते हैं. So that the previously what we talked about was growing, okay, growing or growth of silicon dioxide. How did we grow silicon dioxide? By consuming silicon that was present in the wafer and putting oxygen on top from, and then those two, so the wafer itself gets consumed. But in this case, what can we do that? If you wanted to do a silicon dioxide insulating layer in between this metal and the next layer that I might make, ऐसा कर सकते हैं हम इसमें?
So the metal will also get oxidized.
Yeah, metal may also get oxidized and most of your devices are on the top. ठीक है, सारे devices हमारे top पे ऊपर ही होते हैं. तो वो क्या होगा? वो devices भी क्या हो जाएगा उनका? वो बर्बाद हो जाएंगे, है ना? क्योंकि मान लो तुम्हारा, so if you wanted a thick, means you usually want a thick enough insulating layer. So if you had a transistor over here and the whole channel region or the whole drain and the source, they get consumed during the growth of silicon dioxide, then obviously your transistor no longer works. So you don't, so in this case you do not grow silicon dioxide, okay, but what do? You deposit, okay. So we do something called as deposition. So deposition does not consume the silicon from your wafer, okay. So in this case both silicon and oxygen come as an external agent. How? So can any idea of how we could get silicon on top of this? How in which form would we supply silicon if we wanted to deposit a silicon dioxide layer over here? Any idea? What might that be?
So in the crystalline form.
Crystalline form. तो यहाँ तक लेकर कैसे आएंगे उसको? मतलब ऐसा होना चाहिए ना वो पूरा यूनिफॉर्मली, मतलब पूरा उस पर वो हो जाए, तो हमको किस फॉर्म में लेकर आना पड़ेगा?
तो लिक्विड में ही लाना पड़ेगा।
लिक्विड भी मुश्किल हो जाएगा ना, गैशियस फॉर्म में लाना पड़ेगा। अगर लिक्विड भी हमारा स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट होता है तो हम उसको किसी वेपर, मतलब वी कन्वर्ट इट इनटू वेपर एंड टेक इट टू समवेयर हेयर,
Yes,
ठीक है ना? So we have to have it in gaseous form, and fortunately silicon is available in gaseous form in a compound. Any idea what that gas is? Anybody knows a compound of silicon which is a gas? कौन से उसका वो है, कौन से ग्रुप का एलिमेंट है सिलिकन? Which group element is, which group does silicon belong to in the elemental periodic table? आज पता नहीं कहाँ गायब हो गए हो तुम लोग। तानिया, which group?
सर ग्रुप 14, वो कार्बन वाला ग्रुप 14।
Okay, means if you were to talk about the condensed periodic table, then group 4. Yeah, you're right. So what is there a corresponding gas, yeah, for a different element in that group?
Sir, it's not coming to mind right now.
Which what
Sir,
are the
I don't
elements, what are the elements in group 4?
well, कार्बन, सिलिकॉन, सर बाकी भूल गई।
चलो यही बहुत है। तो किसी दूसरे एलिमेंट की गैस पता है?
अच्छा, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड।
नहीं, कार्बन, हाँ तो सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड भी हो, सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड इज नॉट अ गैस, बट कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इज अ गैस, बट अनदर गैस ऑफ कार्बन, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड के अलावा और कौन सी गैस होती है, सिंपलेस्ट गैस दैट कंटेन्स कार्बन?
कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड।
हाँ, कार्बन मोनो। हाँ, किसी ने क्या बोला?
Methane, CH4.
Yeah, methane, CH4. Okay, so we have uh, a corresponding gas which contains silicon, okay, which is called as silane. Okay, very very dangerous gas. As soon as it comes in contact with air, it catches fire. So it's very dangerous. So you have to be very careful when you are handling this particular gas. So what do you do if you wanted to deposit silicon dioxide on top of this? What do you do? क्या करोगे? We bring, क्या करेंगे हम? मान लो हमारा ये वेफर था, ठीक है, and I wanted to deposit silicon dioxide on top of it. What do? I bring silane and oxygen together. What is that going to do? क्या करेगा वो?
वाटर एंड सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड।
Yeah, it is going to form silicon dioxide plus maybe hydrogen. Yeah, water. I think it forms hydrogen, as far as I remember.
Yes sir, sorry, hydrogen, not water.
Okay, so silicon dioxide plus 2, not 2, that is enough, so 2H2. Okay, so that is what happens. So you create silicon dioxide without consuming any silicon from your wafer. Okay, so this uniformly coats this is going to create a uniform sort of film on top of this, but that uniformity is going to go do what? वो uniformity कैसे होगी? It is going to look something like this. Let me, हाँ या ना? मीन्स सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड डज नॉट नो कि भाई मुझे यहाँ पर डिपॉजिट नहीं, मतलब कम होना है ना? उसको तो नहीं पता है, पता है या नहीं पता है भाई? वो तो यूनिफॉर्मली सब जगह पर डिपॉजिट हो जाएगी इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ व्हाट द टेरेन इज, ठीक है. If there is a terrain over here, it is going to still deposit on top of it. फिर उसके बाद हम क्या करेंगे? हाँ, अब अभी तो मैंने एक ही एल्यूमिनियम की एक ही लेयर लगाई है. सो दिस इज एल्यूमिनियम. मैंने एक ही लेयर लगाई है अभी तक एल्यूमिनियम की. मुझे लेकिन और भी इन ये जो और कनेक्शंस हैं उनको भी मुझे मतलब हेयर वी क्रिएट अ होल. ओके, दिस होल इज यूज्ड टू sort of connect these two devices together. Now I wanted to connect 2 and 4. तो मैं क्या करूँगा? इस ये जो मैंने होल्स यहाँ पर बनाए हैं उनके लिए I'll create a hole at a separate place. Okay, a little bit further away. Means obviously it's not a 2D structure, it is a 3D structure. So I'll create a hole somewhere. Means this is the same device. Okay, you can think of this as the same device. Okay, just think of it as going inside the board. So you'll create a hole at a different place. Okay, and what are you going to do? You are going to create a hole through this. Now let us, ये हमारा टेरेन के साथ हमारा वो बन गया है, ऑक्साइड लेयर बन गई है. So what do? We do something called as CMP. What is CMP? Mechanical polishing. Okay, you can think of it as sanding this out. Okay, sandpaper, you all probably know what sandpaper is. Okay, हिंदी में रेगमाल बोलते हैं. Okay, so रेगमाल से क्या होता है? If you were to put a sandpaper across this and rub it, what is going to happen? क्या होगा? क्या होगा? And assuming that your sandpaper is hard. Okay, you can think of this duster. Okay, you can think of this duster has sandpaper on the bottom. Okay, and if I rub it a hard sandpaper, what is going to happen? It is going to remove what? क्या करेगा वो? दीपांशु क्या करेगा?
एक्सेस सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड रिमूव कर देगा लेयर.
हाँ, क्योंकि ये हार्ड, ये क्योंकि हार्ड है, सो इट विल ओनली remove it from the top. Means the mountains, you can think of it. Okay, and finally after we go through this whole process, we get a flat. Obviously it is more complicated than that. I don't want to go into details of what chemicals are used, but you can it consists of like what is the closest thing that you might have seen? I don't know, but it consists of pads. Okay, the round pads, and then there is something called a slurry. Okay, so slurry. Okay, what is slurry? Slurry contains very small particles. Okay, and those pads are soft, but they are also hard, because they're not that flexible. Okay, so those pads, they keep on rotating on top of these wafers. Okay, and with the help of the slurry, which is a little bit abrasive. Okay, so it removes any mountains or valleys that may be present and creates a flat surface. Okay, after creating this flat surface, we create holes in this oxide. Okay, at the places where we want another connection to happen. Okay, now once we have created holes in a different location, we are going to connect these two together by depositing aluminium again. Okay, so that is the basic principle of making multi-layered metal connections. Okay, so as we are increasing the number of transistors, we are also increasing the number of layers, that are metal layers, that are required for the interconnections. Okay, obviously, because the number of wires, the complication of connecting those devices becomes higher and higher, that complexity. So therefore you need more and more layers. So the I think nowadays they have like 10-12 metal layers for your devices, for your ICs. Okay, so if anybody has a question, I'll answer that. Otherwise, we'll move on to something a little bit different. Any questions? Anybody? Nope. Okay. So we have talked about various unit processes that are there in your semiconductor IC fabrication. Now let us talk about how to make measurements. Okay, so we call that as process monitoring. Okay, so let us start with lithography. So what are the, so during when you are doing photolithography, what are the things that you would like to measure so that you know that my process is working fine? जो मेरा लिथोग्राफी का प्रोसेस है वो अच्छा चल रहा है, उसके लिए हम क्या मेजर करना चाहेंगे? Any idea what we might want to measure during day-to-day fabrication? And we are doing lithography. After lithography step, should we make some measurement whether my lithography went fine or not? Any idea what that might be?
Sir, we can measure the size of some of the components which we have designed.
Yeah, good. So line width. Okay, so let us say we wanted to create lines of 100 nanometers. So do we really get those lines? So we might want to measure the thickness of those lines. Okay, the width of those lines. Okay, so that is good. Anybody else? So I have not mentioned that previously, but let me mention it today. Overlay. What is overlay? I just showed you here that we need to create, so if we wanted to make a second metal layer, then we need to create holes at specific locations in our what? In our oxide layer. So it is really important. And how do we create those holes? We first do photolithography and then we do etching. Okay, so now it is really important that our so we do like maybe 20 times or 30 times or 40 times we do photolithography during the whole the wafer's life cycle. Let us say we do 40 photolithographies, but it is really important that one layer is what? We wanted to create holes in specific locations in the wafer. Okay, how do we ensure that those, if I have a mask, okay, how do I ensure that those holes go into that specific location on that particular wafer? How do I do that? Any idea, Vivek?
Sir, I think sir, we can measure the width, means thickness of the wafer or something like that, sir.
No, let us say मेरा पुराना मैंने कुछ डिज़ाइन करा है, ठीक है? Let us say these are my devices. Okay, okay, and I wanted to do what? I want to make a new a hole, and I want to make sure that those holes occur in the exact center of these. How do I do that? कैसे करूँगा मैं? कैसे करूँगा मैं ये इंश्योर कि जो मेरा नया मास्क है, ठीक है, मेरे पास अब मैं एक और मास्क लगाऊंगा क्योंकि आई हैव ऑलरेडी डन, सो दिस लेट मी यूज अ डिफरेंट कलर एक्सेप्ट दिस पिंक कलर, एवरीथिंग एल्स इज प्रीवियसली फैब्रिकेटेड, ठीक है, पहले से तैयार है वो. अब मेरे को पिंक कलर के ये जो मैंने शेडेड ये है, मेरे को होल्स बनाने हैं ये यहाँ पर. मैं कैसे बनाऊंगा? मैंने मास्क बना लिया, मैंने मास्क तैयार है मेरा, वो एग्जैक्टली सेम डिस्टेंस पे है वो मास्क, लेकिन हमें क्या करना है? उस मास्क को इनके साथ क्या करना है? अलाइन करना है, ठीक है. सो हाउ डू वी अलाइन दैट? वी क्रिएट समथिंग कॉल्ड एज ओवरले मार्क्स. ओके, समथिंग लाइक दिस. ओके, एंड व्हाट डू वी डू? हमारे मास्क पे भी सेम मार्क्स होते हैं और हमारे वेफर पे भी सेम मार्क्स होते हैं. वी हैव द सेम मार्क्स, सो ओवरले मार्क. Okay, we have the same marks on the wafer as well as, so जो पहली लेयर, पहली बार जब हम फोटोलिथोग्राफी करते हैं, so in the first layer also we have this overlay mark. फिर हम दूसरी बार करते हैं, हर वेफर में, हर मास्क में every mask will have these overlay marks. What is that used to? So that we align the mask with the exact same place with where we want those patterns to be transferred. So please, do you understand why do we need these overlay marks? विवेक आया समझ में?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, we want to, so our mask may be very good. our वेफर पहले वाला जो है वो सारा सही होना चाहिए, सही है, लेकिन हमारा जो हम नया लेयर उस पर ट्रांसफर करना चाहते हैं वो भी एग्जैक्ट सेम लोकेशन पे आना चाहिए ना. So that is really important. So we need these overlay marks to ensure that that happens. Okay, so we need to check whether overlay is correct or not. Okay, after that pattern gets transferred, you need to see whether there was some problem somewhere or not. Okay, you want to ensure that the overlay is good. Now what else? Resist profile. Okay, so as we previously discussed when we were talking about different kinds of etching, we have so it is so when we have deposited our photoresist, ठीक है, हमने photoresist लगा दिया ऊपर, after doing the exposure, what happens? हमने इसको expose किया, ठीक है, ऊपर हमारे mask से हमने expose कर लिया. So this was the light region, this was the dark region, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this was the dark, light, dark, light, dark, and let us say it is a what? A positive photoresist. तो क्या होगा? After you do the development, what is going to happen? In case of positive photoresist, all the light region gets removed. Okay, but do you expect that your photoresist will have this exact straight line? होगा ऐसा? बताओ भाई.
No, sir. It may not be straight.
Yeah, it will have some kind, because obviously your light as it passes through photoresist, it gets weaker and weaker. Okay, obviously because it gets absorbed. Okay, so this might have a different, some kind of profile. Okay, you might have more removal at the top and less removal at the bottom or something like that. So this is called as the resist profile, the profile of the photoresist. That might be a very, so it might not be a big problem when you're talking about big features, but when you're talking about very small features, this might be a big issue. So you might need to consider that. You might need to make these measurements in the interim. Okay, so that is one thing, lithography. Now if I were to talk about etching, what might we might need to measure, we might want to measure. In etching, क्या क्या measure करना चाहेंगे हम? We might want to measure the etch rate. Something from here, lithography, anything that you can copy from lithography that we might not want to measure when we are doing etching. इधर से कुछ borrow करना चाहोगे? दीपांशु?
Line width.
Huh?
Line width.
Line width might be a good, yeah, good. After etching, what happens? Means what kind of line width you are getting good. What else? Can you copy something else?
Sir, resist profile also we can add, because after etching, it may be possible that it is not completely flat.
Yeah, we do not need to worry about the resist anymore. We want to see the etch profile. Etching कैसे हुई है? ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Even if the resist is gone a little bit, we do not worry about that. What is my final? Because we are going to remove photoresist anyway. Please understand that photoresist gets removed after every, once the function of photoresist is done. Let us say you want to do ion implantation. Okay, हमने यहाँ से ion implant करे. उसके बाद next step क्या होता है हमारा हमेशा? What is the next step? We want to remove this photoresist. So photoresist gets removed after every, once the function of photoresist is done, whatever the function of the photoresist for that particular step was, once it is done, we remove the photoresist after every step. Okay, So please understand that photoresist is not important once it has done its function. Okay, so we might want to look at the H profile that we previously discussed. Okay, and we might want to, this might not be necessary every time, but we might want to look at anisotropy, what kind of anisotropy we are getting. Okay, and we already talked about anisotropy, that H rate is different in different directions. Okay, that is anisotropy. And so that is for H. Now if you were to do deposition, okay, let us say we are depositing डिपोजिशन में हम क्या 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 देखेंगे? Anybody? What might be the most important parameter to measure during deposition?
Rate of deposition.
Rate of deposition, good. Rate. What else? Quality of your film. Okay. So how do you test for quality? What is the measure for quality in dielectric materials? This is a dielectric. When we're talking about, let us say we are depositing oxide or nitride, it's a dielectric. So what is what is the measure of quality in that case, in case of dielectric? क्वालिटी का मेजर क्या होगा?
Dielectric constant K.
Good. Okay. So your refractive index, okay, it tells you whether you're getting good quality films or not. Okay, that is one measure of that. What else can you, let us say you're depositing metal. Okay, मेटल के केस में क्या होगा? मेटल की भी हमने फिल्म बनाई थी, फिर हमने उसको एच कर दिया था. मतलब मेटल की क्वालिटी को देखना हो तो कैसे करेंगे हम कि मेटल की क्वालिटी अच्छी आई है या नहीं? What is the role of metal? What is the role of metal in semiconductor devices? Metal का रोल क्या होता है?
Sir, provide conductivity.
Yeah. So what will you measure if you want to see the quality?
Yes, sir. Conductivity, sir.
Yeah, conductivity. Okay. It is not really straightforward to measure conductivity, so we measure something else, which is sheet resistance. Okay. So it is similar to conductivity, but it is a little bit different because it does not worry about the thickness. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the thickness of the metal. Okay, thickness of the metal might be an important in this case also. So the rate might be important, but it is much easier to measure sheet resistance than it is to measure the actual resistivity, because you have to do some you have to know the thickness to do that. Okay, so I'll get into that maybe today or in the next class. And finally, obviously it is related to rate. We need to look at the final thickness of your device, your material also. And okay, so now let us look at how we are going to, what instruments are used to do these measurements. Okay, let us go into that. So how will you measure thickness of an oxide? अगर तुम्हें थिकनेस मेजर करनी हो ऑक्साइड की तो कैसे मेजर करोगे? Any idea? Anybody?
Sir, we can use light for that, like, but it needs to be very sophisticated.
Yeah, I give you freedom to use your imagination. Tell me, it does not matter how sophisticated it is. What are you going to do? What is the principle?
Sir, like we will calculate the time taken by light to travel to and from the sensor, and by dividing by 2 we will basically get the uh, sir initially what we can do is there is a laser sensor installed at the top, and initially there is no oxide layer, and
Okay,
first
so we have a laser. Okay, that is shining light. Okay, and then we are so let us say this is our detector.
yes sir, basically sonar, sir, I'm talking about we can use sonar, something like that to detect.
So what is that going to do? सोनार में क्या होता है? सोनार में तो मूवमेंट होना चाहिए ना, वो तो मूवमेंट को मेजर करता है.
Yes sir.
You are right, but we use some a little simpler principle. We don't have to, because in this case, if we were to talk about light, the time scale would be very small, so it might be very difficult to get a precise measurement of what
Yes,
we are
sir.
talking about.
Yes,
So we use light, but we use a little bit different principle. Okay, what is that principle? So let us say this is your silicon, this is silicon dioxide. We use the principle of interference. So this is going to, this is air. It is. So this is how your light travels. Okay, it goes through. There is refraction at the air oxide interface. Okay, then there is a reflection at silicon and silicon dioxide interface. Then it goes. Sorry, this goes in this direction, and finally there is another refraction when it goes out. Okay, so you have your detector over here. Okay, another reflection that is possible is from what? एक रिफ्लेक्शन यहाँ से भी हो सकता है डायरेक्टली, नहीं
yes
हो
sir.
सकता है या नहीं? ठीक है,
Yes.
तो ये दोनों का रिफ्लेक्शन जब एक साथ, मतलब एक यहाँ से रिफ्लेक्शन पहुंचा, एक नीचे से होकर रिफ्लेक्शन पहुंचा, तो क्या होगा उन दोनों का? क्या फिनोमेना होगा? व्हाट इज दैट फिनोमेना कॉल्ड एज? इंटरफेरेंस. ठीक है ना, ये दोनों एक दूसरे एक ही टाइम पे दोनों पहुंच रही हैं. ठीक है, दोनों का आपस में इंटरेक्शन होगा. ओके, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज इंटरफेरेंस. सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन हाउ मच the phase changes due to this and obviously because of reflection also there is some phase change in some certain scenarios. Okay, so you have that as well as the phase change because of the movement through this. When these two so let us say that how much will be the phase change over here? यहाँ पर phase change कितना होगा? So whenever there is a reflection from a higher in refractive index material, okay, then the phase changes by 180 degrees. That is the principle. Okay, the phase changes by 180 degrees. So in this case, how much phase change will take place? Will there be a phase change because there is a reflection by, this is air which has the refractive index of what? कितना होता है इसका refractive index?
Sir, one assume करते हैं.
1. Okay, so this silicon dioxide has a refractive index of what?
Sir, around 1.3.
Okay, so there will be a there will be what?
Sir,
A phase change of 180 degrees. Okay, a phase change of pi because of that. Okay, what about at this place? ये सिलिकॉन है, ये सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड है. सिलिकॉन का रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स क्या होता है, पता है किसी को? Anybody knows the refractive index of silicon? Let me look it up. Any idea, anybody?
3.42. It's showing to be 3.42.
Yeah, 3.42. and silicon dioxide is glass.
Sir, 1.55 for silicon dioxide.
1.55 for silicon dioxide.
Okay, so in both the cases the refractive index here is higher than what?
So on both the reflection, the phase change of pi will take place.
Yeah, in both the cases there will be a phase change of pi, because the reflection is happening by a denser medium. Okay, you can think of it that way. So in both the cases the reflection, so in both the cases we will have a phase change of pi, so they'll, in one sense they'll both cancel each other out, so we don't have to worry about it. So the only thing that we have to worry about is that if we want constructive interference to take place at this place, what should be the thickness of this? इसकी thickness कितनी होनी चाहिए if we want constructive interference? Constructive interference will happen when this will be, the thickness is going to be what? So there will be a movement of T, okay, we go T this side and T on that side, then what happens? क्या होगा दोनों cases में? So 2 times T should be some multiple, let us call that as m times lambda. Is that all right?
Yes,
ठीक है
sir.
या नहीं? Let us forget about the angles for now. Let us worry about the angles later on, assuming that this is the angle is very is almost 0. Okay, think about that. So then we don't have to worry about the angles for now. Yeah. Who? Anybody was asking a question?
Sir, we will add a factor of sine theta, 2t sine theta, in order to counter for the angle also. As well.
Okay. Thank you. 2t sine theta. What is theta? This angle or this angle?
Sir, angle with the vertical.
Which vertical? This one or this one?
Uh,
Inside one or outside one?
Sir, inside one.
Okay. So 2t sine theta is equal to, one more thing that we have to worry about is m times lambda. एक और चीज़ करनी होगी ना हमें, रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स से मल्टीप्लाई या डिवाइड करना होगा. क्या करेंगे हम बताओ? क्योंकि द स्पीड ऑफ द लाइट हैज़ बिकम स्लोअर इन द मटेरियल विच इज़ डेंसर, or your wavelength has changed, whatever you want to call it. क्या होगा?
Sir, we
कुछ
have to
करना?
divide by refractive index.
Divide by n. Okay, so n SiO2. Okay, so this is the basic principle. Okay, if this is true, then what is going to happen? You will have constructive interference. ठीक है? And if this is not, if instead of this, if you had what? क्या होगा अगर this would be an odd, let us say 2m plus 1 divided by 2, अगर ये होता तो क्या होगा?
Sir, destructive interference.
We will have destructive interference. So based on this principle, we can figure out what the thickness of my oxide is. So this particular phenomena, this particular methodology is called as interferometry. Okay, by using the principle of interference, we are trying to figure out what the thickness of my oxide is, or any transparent film is. Okay, so this interferometry also called as reflectometry. Okay, so that is one way of measuring the thickness of an oxide. Another way is called as ellipsometry. Okay, so in this case, in case of ellipsometry, we send polarized light. Okay, your light has some means polarity associated with it. Okay, if you there are polarizers available in the market that you can buy, which change the direction of your light. Okay, you can think of it that way. So so ellipsometry is based on the principle, it is more accurate than interferometry. So usually when we want a more accurate result, we use ellipsometry. It is more expensive and takes a longer time than compared to this. This is almost pretty straightforward. It is almost instantaneous. If you want to do a measurement from interferometry, it takes a little bit longer to do it using ellipsometry, but it is more accurate, and it is based on a more complex phenomena where we try to measure the change in polarity. Okay, so if we send a polarized light, okay, which has all the vectors are in this direction, let us say, okay, and then because of all these phenomena that are happening because of the various reflections and movement through this material, it will change its polarity. We measure the change in polarity by using a complex instrument called as ellipsometer. Okay, let us not go into the details of what happens. Then so we when we are trying to deposit metals, ठीक है, metal को जो deposit कर रहे होते हैं, then we use something called as quartz crystal oscillator. ठीक है. So what does this do? इसमें क्या है? So we have a crystal. ठीक है, हमारा एक crystal है. What do? We were trying to measure. So we are trying to do an in situ. In situ means during the deposition itself. Okay, in situ measurement of the thickness of, let us say we are depositing aluminium. Okay, and we want to measure the thickness of aluminium. Okay, while it is being deposited. Okay, in real time. How do we do that? So we have a quartz crystal. Okay, it keeps on oscillating at its own frequency. Okay, now it is oscillating at a certain frequency. Now if I deposit some material on top of it, ठीक है, मैंने उसमें material add कर दिया. So do you think that the oscillation frequency is going to change if I change the amount of इसमें material add कर दिया मैंने तो?
Yes, sir, it will decrease.
हाँ?
Yes, sir, it will decrease. Frequency
Yeah.
will decrease.
Yeah, it will decrease. So that is the basic principle. So during real time, we see how much our frequency is changing, and based on that, we have previously calibrated how much the frequency should decrease based on the amount of mass that comes on top of it. We already know the area of it. हमें इसका area already पता है, तो area से we know how much material has been added. So from that we can find out what, once you know the area, and you know how much mass has been added to it, you know the density of aluminium. Can you figure out something?
Yes, sir, we can figure out the width.
The thickness.
Yes, sir.
We call it thickness. The vertical dimension is usually called as thickness. Although you are right, we can also call it width, but we usually call it thickness. So length and width are on the top. Okay, then and thickness is how much thick your film is. Okay, so we usually call it as thickness. So we can figure out thickness using this methodology. Okay. Okay, then we'll continue on Friday. If anybody has a question, I'll answer that. Otherwise, we'll stop. Any questions? Nope. Okay, then. Bye bye.